Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on the zeroroman channel. Ladies and gentlemen, today I wanted to talk about cinema. Not movies, not films, but real myth, real cinema, if you know what I'm talking about. And so, ladies and gentlemen, today it is a calm Wednesday afternoon here in Vancouver, British Columbia, downtown. Unemployment rates are skyrocketing. And we're here. And today I wanted to showcase to you guys my 4 favorite Letterboxd movies. And so, I really got into movies this past summer. If you guys have watched Cigarette 49, you'll know that this past summer didn't go as planned, and I kind of just phased off into oblivion, and my escape was cinema. My escape was movies. I was watching 3 to 4 movies a day. And I recently rediscovered Letterboxd after years, and I really find fond interest in the application, and I think it is a great application, especially if you want to track your movies. This video is not a paid promotion, but I'll link my Letterboxd profile in the description below. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to my 4 favorite Letterboxd movies, I have a structure to follow. And that structure is king, warrior, magician, and lover, based on the book by Douglas Gillette and Robert L, The 4 Masculine Archetypes. Now, I know that may sound a little bit too cis, too heterosexual, and I know, I definitely know that, but nowadays I see a lot of people with really weird 4 favorites. Like, bro, why do you have the 4th Toy Story next to Mulholland Drive? It doesn't make sense, right? And so, that's why I think it's good to follow a structure when it comes to ranking your 4 favorite movies. But without further ado, let's get it started. I'm gonna put this on the ground for now. Right, ladies and gentlemen, my first favorite movie embodying the king archetype is The Godfather. Now, this is pretty self-explanatory, honestly. I'm not going to go too much in depth into the movie, but honestly, if you still haven't watched The Godfather, what the fuck are you doing with your life, bro? Get right to it. I'm telling you, it's one of the best movies of all time. Now, I'll admit, I have not yet seen the entire trilogy, and I plan to very soon. And to be quite truthful with you, I haven't even seen the first movie in one proper sit down. I've seen 20 minutes the first day, the next 20 minutes the next day, and the next 30 minutes the next day. It was really a weird watch, but the reason why The Godfather embodies the king archetype as one of my 4 favorite Letterboxd movies is its themes of legacy, familial power dynamics, and bloodline. The Godfather is about a movie where the crown is placed on your head, not necessarily because you had the ambition for it, but because there was no other choice. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, my next movie of my 4 favorite Letterboxd movies embodying the warrior archetype is Fight Club. Now I know, go ahead, roast me in the comments if you want. Fight Club is the most overrated movie of all time. At least that's what you guys might say. It's on every top 4 of every ex-boyfriend you have, but I really love Fight Club, and if you have kept up with this channel, you'll know that the sole reason why I started this channel was because of Fight Club. A lot of people misread Fight Club very badly, and it's sad because there's so much more to the movie. There's so much more than red leather jackets. There's so much more than underground fistfights. There's so much more to a fucked up love triangle, which is why I love Fight Club so much. And quite honestly, I think it is one of the best movies ever made in the whole world, so far at least. Ladies and gentlemen, our next movie on Zeroroman's top 4 Letterboxd favorites is a really obscure movie, but it has a lot of underground love. Embodying the magician archetype, Stay, 2005, with Ryan Gosling. Stay is about a young man who dies in a car crash alongside with his family and his lover. And on the brink of death, the main character, played by Ryan Gosling, goes through this surreal, dreamlike, episodic phase of replaying and resolving the puzzle of what happens while he doesn't know he's on the brink of death. It's a very hard movie to understand, but once you rewatch it a couple of times, it is one of the most beautiful movies about death. And the reason why it embodies the magician archetype for me is because of the mind fuck that it gives you. Now, all of these movies, to a certain degree, do have their own quirks of lover, magician, king, warrior. But this is magician at its most potent. And so, it's a phenomenal movie. If you haven't watched it, please do. Ladies and gentlemen, for our final movie, and I'm so embarrassed about this, embodying our lover archetype, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, fuck off, go ahead. Flame me in the comments, it doesn't matter, I don't care. Because you know what? Twilight is one of the most beautiful movies I have ever seen. Now the themes do get lost here and there, but oh my god, it's just pure bliss. It's the most colorful, the most just gorgeous movie I've ever seen. Twilight made me stand the color green, and I really love it for that. Now I know the acting isn't the best, and the saga goes completely downhill with each movie. But ladies and gentlemen, I love Twilight, and I'm not embarrassed to admit that. So many people hate on Twilight for no reason. It's not a very polarizing movie. I don't know why they're so two-sided, the fan base. Either ways, Team Edward all the way. We're sticking with the vampires, motherfucker. Either ways, that's my 4 favorite, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, if you want to check out my Letterboxd profile and keep up with the movies I watch, I will leave it in the link in the description. Please feel free to roast me in the comments for my very, very common top 4. And yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.